Hello everyone, and welcome to something entirely different. This is Palworld. Now Palworld is sort of a survivalish game that is also sort of ish Pokemon. So imagine Ark Survival Evolved, but instead of dinosaurs you have Pokemon. It's also a little bit less complex. So as far as the survival aspects go, it is pretty simple, right? You do have a food meter. So, hunger, but you can craft a bag and you can put food in there and your character will automatically eat said food. Your gear gets damaged and needs to be repaired. You can obviously craft gear, you can build bases and so on. And the inhabitants of those worlds are cute little things that are surprisingly close to Pokemon. And just look at it with its big eyes there. And of course I have a shotgun. Or I have another gun. So yeah, and as you can see, I now looted some poultry and an egg. So yes, you can eat those cute fluffy things. Now I have a glider here, so you can glide around. In this game, you can also climb. Which means travel is not that problematic, although climbing and something like that needs stamina, right? If you run out of stamina while climbing, you will drop down. And, well, if you're too high, you will die. So you can obviously cut down those trees, you can pick up some rocks or harvest some bigger rocks. And you can, of course, because this is a sort of Pokemon game, you can catch various beasts. Well, they are called pals, obviously. They are captured with pal spheres, not Pokeballs. And you can use them to fight your battles. Or you can mount them and then ride around in them. Now the map is fairly large. So if you want to travel this quickly, it pays to have a pal that you can mount. In order to mount them, you need to first unlock the technology for a saddle and then build it. So speaking of technology, as you level up, you unlock technology and you get some points. With those points, you then have to further unlock the techs, right? So you need to have the right level and then you need to spend tech points to unlock the tech. Now this is rather similar to Ark Survival Evolved. The difference is you can get more tech points by, there are dungeons where the rewards are some manuals for more tech points. Every time you activate one of the fast travel points on the map, you get a tech point. And what's also very nice is there aren't really prerequisites. Like in Ark, in order to unlock stone structures in Ark, you need to have unlocked the wood first. So in this you can skip something, right? If you don't want the old bow, you can skip it and then unlock maybe a higher bow, or so on. Now, when it comes to items for your pals, you need to first capture a pal to unlock it, right? So you don't, if you wanted like a Univord saddle, you need to be level 14. But you also need to have captured the Univord, otherwise this will be like a question mark. So if we go down here, for example, this item is a question mark because I haven't unlocked a PAL, which would need this technology. Now in your inventory, you have a key items tab. This is where all the special stuff goes. Like for example, if you've crafted a saddle, you don't have to put the saddle on the PAL, but the saddle is just a permanent part in your inventory, and from now on you can basically ride this type of PAL. Now why don't we go into some combat? There are bosses on the map, and down there you can see our base. There should be one around here somewhere. Not sure where it's... there it is. Took a little bit to load in. So essentially, right, you can see them. Once you have defeated a boss, there is like a sign here on the map. Those bosses, they can be captured too, by the way. And they give you... The first time you defeat them, they give you ancient technology points, which is, you know, sort of a side tree. You get enough points, it looks like, to unlock everything here, so don't be too concerned. Also, I should note at this point, this game is still a work in progress. It's, well, an early access. So essentially, they might add more stuff in time. So maybe there's more use for those tech points. Now you can see I do have a shotgun. And I do have a fire pal, which is effective against grass. It's a bit less complex than Pokemon in the types of elements that it has. But as you would imagine, as you can see here, the attack is highly effective. Also, you can see here my blaze hole is taking a little bit of damage here, but that's fine, right? And into the Pokeball, Pal Sphere you go. Then you can loot the stuff, and down here you can see a base. You can have 3 bases. Unfortunately, only 3. And in those bases, well, your pals are hard at work doing things. And for some reason, our cow is chilling up on top of this box. So the pathfinding is not ideal. We have some defenses here. Your bases are regularly getting raided by random factions, and I think it might scale with base level or so, or I don't know if it scales with your level, but the higher you are, the more intensive those raids are, the stronger the factions are that attack you. But you can put defenses, because why wouldn't I have machine guns? So this, there are sort of 2 spawns when this base is getting attacked. One is from up here, and another is from beyond the river. And if they come from beyond the river, they are usually a little bit stupid and get stuck anyway. This base is not ideally placed. The heart of your base is what's called this pal box. It is where all of the things that you capture, they are inside. You can sell them, you can, technically you can harvest them for food if you wanted to. You can upgrade your pals by stuffing more of them together. There is like, whatever this thing is called. So, pal condensation menu, right? You can take a bunch of pals and that are the same type, and then merge them together to make one stronger, sort of. Here is a breeding farm. You can breed pals. They drop eggs. Then you can see there is a little bit of egg incubation in progress down here. Here we have a weapons workbench that is making shotgun shares. We have a bar that does nothing but look nice. A little house there, so you know you could build some very beautiful bases. I haven't done that. There is a food cooking station here, and we've already reached the more technological era, so we have some power production things. This is a thing that produces power spheres, so we could, well, produce some of them, right? We have the resources. A very convenient part is, and other games could learn from this, I would say, as long as you have stuff inside your base somewhere, it's getting used, right? So I don't have to look for the resources. If I want to produce something here, I don't need to have the resources in my inventory. I need the resources somewhere inside this base, right? If they are inside this chest, that's perfectly fine. Everything that's inside the radius of the base is getting used for any construction here. And as you can see, the pals, they harvest things and they collect them and they store them. This is a massive storage box here. And a cow is stuck on top, so I might need to rescue that, right? I can easily like drop it in and out again, then it spawns here and it will hopefully move around. This bat up there, I'm not sure it's a flying creature, but it pretends to not be doing some work. As you can also see, right, some of the parts here on the top right, one is weakened, one has a fracture, one is depressed. They can get hurt if you don't take care of them, and often this happens when they get stuck somewhere in the base and then starve because they can't reach the feeding box. Technically we have like a pal feeder here, and we have some farms here, so pals are farming and then putting the food there and then eating. So it should be a very self-sufficient base, but you know, the pathing definitely needs some work. Now, every pal, if you have a look at it, what we could see here, party, has certain working proficiency. So, for example, a Cantress has handiwork, medicine production, and transporting. So this is what the pal can do. They have certain levels. So if you put a pal in the base, they will automatically well, do the tasks they can do if there is something, right? They will only do logging if there is a tree to log. They will only do well, kindling if there is something to kindle. Like, for example, we have made some bread here that I can now collect. And I can put my bread down here, and my poles will automatically eat that, or at least they should. I have some stuff that I don't need, so I can store that in here. I also have some poultry and some eggs from earlier. We could cook something with them if we wanted to. Or I can just put it into a pile sphere here. Not pile sphere, into a box here. And somebody will come and eat it. Now, I also have, for example, a flying par that I can ride. Flying is a very efficient way of transportation. And it's also allows you to get a very nice and beautiful look at this map. There is a day-night cycle. There are different parts that spawn at night. And there are different habitats. There are also different temperature zones. So there is like an ice area, there is a lava area, there is a desert, and so on. Now there are certain towers which contain boss fights, and I think there is more to come as those are concerned. Right now I don't think there is really much of a reward when doing those. Those are different than the world bosses, right? You can't capture tower bosses. They are like, there are factions, like sort of NPC factions in the game. There isn't like a reputation system or anything, right? There are just different factions that live on different parts of the map, and, well, you shoot them in the face a lot. That's usually your interaction with them. There are some neutral towns, and if you are in like a neutral town, you can engage with the merchants, you can buy some stuff. The pals sleep at night, and since I haven't captured a pal yet here, I can do that. Let's wait. Am I going to kill this with one shot? Yes, I am. Well, oops. So, maybe we'll do this a little bit differently. I don't really have a low-powered weapon with me. This is level 5, right? This is a depress. So I'm going to use a pickaxe, and we're gonna weaken it a little bit. And then we throw a ball in its face. Then you can see the capture rate, because this is a very low-level pole. And I have, well, I'm using a gigasphere. You did see the chance was like 99%. But that's how you capture them. And then they live in your pal box. If like your party, you have 4 pals with you, is full, they automatically can transfer it into a pal box, assuming there is space. And then you can grab them from there. So yeah, overall this is a very fun game. And if you are into this sort of game, it's definitely worth checking out. It is still in early access, and it's not all that expensive. I think it looks pretty nice. The graphics are subjective, of course. If you like this more anime style thing, it's up to you. And here we go. This is Palworld. This is my first look at it. And hope you enjoyed it. And I'll see you next time.